what should I put in my pitch video? Now, there's obviously technique and what method are you going to use to create the video, whether it's actual video or animation, stock footage and so on. And then there's the how do I tell the story. I'm going to focus more here on how do you tell the story, because what we've found is there's often a couple of quite good ways to tell your story that focuses on the customer and not on you. And it really depends on the audience, and you know your client obviously better than we do. One is to start with framing the problem from a kind of global perspective, a kind of the world's changing. Say you were selling a security product or something, it'd be the world's changing, not a day goes past where we don't see some new security breach. Companies are trying to figure out how they keep their reputations intact and yet still be able to run their businesses. It's kind of set up a big problem, and it's very much from a sort of third person viewpoint. And then of course, you set up the problem, so you're showing that you understand the world that they operate in. Then you go down a level, you understand their company and the problems that they are facing using their words, their terminology and so on, their buzzwords, their pain points. It's classic sales. And then you buy the right to start talking about your solution. That's one way of doing it, and it works pretty well, as long as you're using the right audience, as long as you're talking to the right audience. The other way of doing it is to do effectively the same thing, but we personify it. So instead of talking about the world, we see the problem through, say, Bob's eyes. And our Bob might be, I don't know, an IT architect, if this is an IT company you're pitching to. It could be, Bob is having a bad day. His manager has asked him to pull loads of reports, but Bob's systems don't, the company systems don't really talk to each other. So Bob is having a real difficult time pulling all that information together, and the company wants it very regularly and he just can't do that. So it's the same sort of thing, but now we see it through Bob's eyes. And often that works better. It's almost like the more specific and personal we make it, the more universally understood it is, because we can all imagine being Bob and seeing that problem. So there's a couple of different ways you might want to tell your story.